Welcome to our YouTube channel. Let's see the story. Chandravathi's Coddle. Picture, if you will, a world where you are just utterly alone. No family, no deep roots tying you to any place. Just this vast, echoing silence of an orphaned existence. That's exactly where our story kicks off today. We're diving into this deeply cinematic, super emotional narrative, all about our protagonist, Chandravathi. You know, she's a young woman who's grown up entirely without the warmth of a mother or a father. She's had to navigate all of life's harsh realities totally on her own. But, as we're going to see, this isn't just some sad story about isolation. It's actually a brilliant look at how one single, profound connection can completely rewrite a person's destiny. So let's jump right into this incredibly moving journey of absolute loneliness transforming into undeniable courage.
Now, Chandravathi's life of isolation gets shattered in the absolute best way possible when she falls in love. But, well, as with all great romances, society throws up some roadblocks. Her lover's family, they completely reject her. And the reason, simply because she's an orphan. They just can't accept a girl without those traditional familial ties. So the couple is faced with a massive choice. Do they cave to the family pressure? Absolutely not. They choose each other. They actually decide to just leave everything behind. His family, their pasts, the town they know, all to embark on a completely new life together. It's such a tender backstory, really. Two people holding hands, stepping right into the unknown, dreaming of building this sanctuary where literally the only thing that matters is their bond.
But the really heartbreaking part here, it's the timing. They'd planned out the whole shebang. They'd reshaped their lives, filled their hearts with all these shared dreams, and they were standing right on the threshold of their happily ever after. The date was set, the preparations were totally in motion, and they were literally just 48 hours, just 2 single days, away from their wedding. I mean, imagine the anticipation, right? That joy just bubbling beneath the surface. They had fought so incredibly hard to carve out this little piece of happiness, totally unaware that their beautiful timeline was about to be violently interrupted.
So while they're prepping for the wedding, we have to look at the other side of Chandravathi's lover. He wasn't just a romantic. The guy was a relentless researcher of mysteries. He was obsessed with the unknown, the kind of person who'd lose sleep trying to unravel the world's most hidden secrets. And right on the eve of their new life together, he feels this undeniable pull. One final, absolutely crucial expedition. It was an investigation into a mysterious fortress, a puzzle he felt he just had to solve before finally settling down. And because Chandravathi loved him so deeply and really understood that unyielding passion of his, she didn't stop him. She watched him pack, watched him prep for this one last trip, completely believing he'd be back right in time for their vows.
But this was the path he took. A dark, foreboding, shadow-drenched trail leading straight to his destination, the Vengan fort. Ancient texts describe this place not as some cool historical site, but as a perilous, deadly trap. It's a fortress completely shrouded in dark magic and lethal obstacles. And the most chilling detail of all? No traveler who has ever set foot on the path to Vengan has ever come back. Not a single one. The atmosphere is just thick with dread. He essentially walked right into a labyrinth designed by death itself, totally consumed by his thirst for knowledge, leaving that bright, sunlit world of his impending marriage way behind in the gloom of these ancient, suffocating trees.
Well, 2 days pass. The wedding day arrives, and the groom is nowhere to be found. Where did he go? Just imagine the sheer agony of Chandravathi's endless waiting. Every single rustle of the wind, every footstep outside, she thinks it could be him, but it never is. Days turn into nights, and that hope she was clinging to slowly begins to fade, replaced by this creeping, icy panic. She had entrusted her entire world to this man, and now she's left with nothing but the haunting memory of his final smile as he walked out the door. The man who promised her a brand new life has vanished into thin air, leaving her stranded right back in the very loneliness she thought she'd finally escaped.
Yet the true heart of this story isn't about defeat. It is about awakening. Chandravathi absolutely refuses to just accept that he's gone. Her love is way too strong to surrender to the unknown. So she starts digging. She goes through all his belongings, desperately searching for clues hidden among his magical research notes. And then she finds it, the pivotal discovery. She unearths this chilling, ancient scroll, and boldly written right across its cover is a single, terrifying word, Vengan. In that exact moment, the mystery of his disappearance is solved, but the true horror of where he is fully revealed. The scroll warns her, in no uncertain terms, that Vengan is a place where you easily meet the god of death. What happens next is literally the birth of a warrior. First, the scroll. She reads through all the deadly warnings, absorbing every gruesome detail of the traps waiting at Vengan. Second, the bow and arrow. You see, Chandravathi isn't just a grieving bride, she is actually a master archer. She arms herself, trading in her wedding preparations for weapons of war. And finally, the most emotionally devastating step of all, the bindi. Before she leaves, she prays. Then, with trembling hands, she applies a bindi to her forehead, placing it exactly on the spot where he had kissed her last. It becomes her armor, her vow, and her absolute battle cry.
She steps out into the world, a lone woman marching straight toward the deadliest traps on Earth, armed with a bow, guided by a terrifying scroll, and driven entirely by an unbreakable love. It brings us to a fascinating, highly provocative thought to leave you with today. Can the sheer, unyielding force of a single woman's love actually conquer a fortress designed to kill anyone who enters? Can she do what literally no man has ever done and pull her lover back from the brink of death? It's the ultimate test of human connection against impossible, supernatural odds. Subscribe us for the story.